You ever notice how some tech names keep showing up together? Like, you hear about AI tools, then somehow Microsoft gets mentioned not long after. And at some point, you start wondering, wait, are they just working together, or is there something deeper going on? Because lately, a lot of people have been asking, is Microsoft actually controlling OpenAI, or is that just how it looks from the outside? Before we get into that, quick heads up. If you enjoy conversations that break things down like this in a simple way, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see how AI is actually being used in real situations, you can check out the SimplaBots Growth Vault on School. It's a space where people share practical ideas, not just theory. And for today's conversation, this episode is powered by SimplaBots, helping businesses turn AI into something useful day to day, not just something you hear about in the news. All right, Arthur, let's clear this up.
Yeah, this is a good one. So let's start simple. Microsoft and OpenAI are partners. Microsoft has invested a lot of money, billions, into OpenAI. In return, they get access to the technology, and they also provide the infrastructure, basically the systems that allow AI tools to run at scale. So it's not just funding, it's a working relationship.
So it's not just here's money, good luck. It's more like they're building things alongside each other.
Exactly. Think of it like one side building the intelligence, and the other making sure it can actually run, grow, and reach millions of users. That's why you'll often see their names connected.
All right, but this is where people start to question things. Because when one company invests that much, people assume there must be control somewhere. So, what's the real situation?
Yeah, that's where it gets a bit more nuanced. Microsoft doesn't own OpenAI in the way people might think. OpenAI still operates as its own company, makes its own decisions, and develops its own direction. But Microsoft does have influence, not just because of the investment, but because of how closely their systems are connected.
So, it's not control, but it's not completely separate either.
That's a good way to put it. It's a partnership with strong alignment. They benefit from each other. OpenAI gets the scale and support. Microsoft gets access to powerful AI tools they can integrate into their products.
That actually makes more sense than the headlines, because sometimes it gets framed like someone is running the show, when really it's more like two sides working closely because it benefits both.
Right, and that kind of setup is becoming more common in tech, especially when the cost of building something is this high.
So let's bring this down to real life. Why should someone listening care about this relationship at all?
Because partnerships like this shape the tools people end up using. When big companies collaborate, they can move faster, improve performance, and reach more users. That's why you start seeing AI show up in everyday tools, email platforms, business software, customer service systems.
So, what feels like a background deal actually affects what people interact with daily.
Exactly. And for small businesses, this matters even more. Because as these technologies become more available, tools like SimplaBots can take advantage of that progress, making it easier to respond to customers, manage conversations, and stay organized without needing a big team.
And I think that's the key takeaway for most people. It's not really about who owns what. It's about how these partnerships end up creating tools that are faster, more reliable, and easier to use. And if that helps someone save time or handle work more smoothly, then that's where it becomes meaningful.
Exactly. The structure behind the scenes is important, but what really matters is what people can actually do with it.
So maybe instead of asking who's controlling who, a better question is what is this making possible? Because at the end of the day, that's what people experience.
Yes, thanks, Emma.
If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more conversations like this. And if you want to explore how AI can actually fit into your daily work, you can visit simplabots.com or join the SimplaBots Growth Vault on School. I'm Emma Gordon, that's Arthur Finch, and we'll catch you in the next one.